we're very excited about today. We're going to launch a new platform, and I think why it's most relevant is Qualcomm is all about making technology accessible to everyone, and this is our way of ensuring that certain price points that have been only on 4G can now feel the difference between the 5G speeds and other use cases that 5G brings to them. So our goal with this is to bring the device price below 10,000 rupees and to make it very affordable for the Indian consumer.
What does that translate into in terms of reach? You talked about making it more accessible. India still has a fair number of people. I think the last time we checked was about 300 million people who are still on 2G. What does that translate into in terms of when we talk of the Indian market? What do we mean making it more accessible in terms of reaching out to these people?
Right. So today, when you go and look for devices, when that somebody that's using, they call it the button phone. They're looking for the button phone. They want to upgrade. They're looking for something that's affordable. We believe that in the 8 to 10,000, if we can bring 5G into that tier, it becomes more and more affordability. Obviously, other OEMs and others will bring in certain EMI plans and other things to make it even more affordable than what price point we are targeting. So we're very excited that eventually these button phones are going to migrate into devices that people want at the right affordability.
I want to get a word in on the price point. I think that is something. India is a price-sensitive market. When you say sub 10,000 and when you're offering 5G competency at those levels, what does that mean in terms of performance? And what does that mean in terms of making it more affordable and accessible? How important is that if we want to see a wider 5G rollout in the country?
Right. So I think, look, we are not sacrificing on the performance at all. Right. This is all about getting 5G in the right price point and not sacrificing on the user experience. If somebody is using a YouTube video, watching a YouTube video, or doing a WhatsApp video call with their family, in their village, we don't want to sacrifice, or playing a game, we don't want to sacrifice on the performance. So it's all about making it affordable without sacrificing. It doesn't mean affordability is, you get less, right? Affordability is all about you get the same functionality, but at a lower price point. And that's what our goal has been. And you'll hear a lot about from Chris and from Deepu talking about how they went about, what are the specs here, and I think the outcome is going to be that's pretty good, the use cases are not going to get sacrificed.
When we talk about the Gen 2, the 4S Gen 2, you talked about making it more accessible, aiming for the sub 10,000 rupees segment. The question I want to ask you is this running contrary to the trend? Because we speak to many OEMs and they give us a narrative of premiumization. So is this contrary to the grain of sand?
Not at all. I think this is exactly what's happening. I think, like I said before, we want the button phone people to be migrating to 5G at the 8,000, 10,000 tier, right? We absolutely think India is on a journey to premiumize, not only the phones, but PC as well as cars, two-wheelers, everything, right? India looking for a more premium experience and willing to pay for quality, right? So I actually think this is exactly in line with that trend where we are trying to convert those folks that are right now on 2G, right now on the button phone, to be able to experience what connectivity and 5G speeds can do for them. I think it'll be a revolution for those folks to be able to communicate using WhatsApp with their family. You'll close the gap between families, and imagine if you can have a video call every day with your family on a 5G network. It'll be unbelievable.
New telecom minister pointed out he was speaking at the curtain raiser for the India Mobile Congress. Hopefully we'll be speaking there once again later this year. But at the time of the curtain raiser, he talked about there being a need felt by the government, by the administration, to develop more 5G use cases, essentially saying that maybe we don't have enough. We have very high speeds, but what does that translate into in terms of use cases? We're already past the buffering stage when it comes to video streaming with 4G. Is there a need felt? Is that the reason why perhaps 5G hasn't quite taken off in terms of adoption? Because we don't have enough use cases at the retail level?
So I think, look, fixed wireless is going really well, right? Both Airtel and Jio seem to be doing really well in driving connectivity using wireless fiber, using 5G. So that's going really well. We're very excited to partner with the government on the 100 5G labs initiative that the Prime Minister Modi ji set up in the last IMC. So we're working, adopting some of these labs in the universities and trying to help them with Qualcomm platforms so they can innovate, right? So absolutely, I believe that there's always a need to drive more use cases in industrial application, in enterprise application, in different areas for India. It's not just about PC, it's not about phones, but and not about just fixed wireless. There's a lot of other use cases that India can take advantage of 5G.